so that no one dominated. The leader was engaged, interested, and passionate. She was a learner with us. There was open communication and active listening going on. You felt heard. We had time to think, respond, and develop ideas. We felt safe to take risks and make mistakes. It was even expected as part of the process. There were stimulating group interactions. We liked each other. We pushed and supported one another. Our learning was connected to our lives. It had value and meaning. How does that list fit with your own reflections? Does your experience of being in a culture of thinking echo the sentiment of these statements, if not their exact language and framing? Listening through this list of practices, it is clear that people's experience in cultures of thinking and their responses to this exercise tend to be clustered around a few important themes. One of the most common responses from groups is that in a culture of thinking, there is a sense of purpose to the learning. This not only provides a sense of direction and a goal to pursue, but also imbues the group's efforts with personal and collective meaning. Having a well-articulated purpose lays the foundation for the development of commitment, both to the task at hand and to the learning of the group as a whole. People often mention that in a culture of thinking, they feel committed to the learning of others and not just to their own. It is this commitment and the recognition of the symbiotic relationship between one's individual learning and that of other group members that help create a sense of community. That feeling of community is further enhanced through a dedication to promoting equity within the group. People often mention shared leadership, valuing everyone's contribution, a non-hierarchical structure, and the leaders being a learner as important actions or characteristics that support the development of equity. It might also go without saying that once you have a sense of purpose and a commitment to both the task and the group, you will also have engagement. Indeed, the idea of engagement is one that is often mentioned as people talk about the very active nature of cultures of thinking. There is a sense that one can't sit back and that everyone must take part. That might be because of another quality, challenge. People often mention that in cultures of thinking they feel propelled by the leader and the group as a whole to do their best. In addition, they feel that their thinking is constantly being pushed. They aren't sitting back. They are learning. Together, these qualities and the practices that breathe life into them create a dynamic group of people who feel that they are learning together and creating something greater than that which any individual might produce. This is not to say that people aren't aware of their own individual growth and development, only that they are uniquely aware of how much their learning is tied to that of the group. In short, we might say that the leitmotif running through cultures of thinking is that of connection. Connection to the task at hand, to the topic, to the leader, to each other, and to the learning. When you thought of a group you had been a part of that was a culture of thinking, how did it make you feel? Uplifted? Energized? Eager to step back into that space? In collecting these ideas from groups, I am always struck by the sense of enthusiasm and excitement on people's faces as they recount their involvement in such groups. They become animated as they recount their experiences. It feels good to be a member of a culture of thinking. It produces energy. It builds community. It allows us to reach our potential. This is something we as educators need to remember. A culture of thinking is not about a particular set of practices or a general expectation that people should be involved in thinking. A culture of thinking produces the feelings, energy, and even joy that can propel learning forward and motivate us to do what at times can be hard and challenging mental work. A new standard for education. This book is about transforming our schools and classrooms into the kinds of learning communities we have just brought to mind. As educators, parents, and citizens, we must settle for nothing less than environments that bring out the best in people, take learning to the next level, allow for